Welcome in the third video tutorial of the Python, that is significant white spaces. In this video tutorial, or you can say later, I will show you how to use white spaces and the uses of the white spaces and why we need the white spaces in the Python, and how to use the libraries in the Python. So I am Tarun and I will show you how to use the Python white spaces. Let's check an example of the PowerShell in Windows and the Python. You know that white space is used for the indentations. Indentations is used very necessary in the Python code. Let's check an example. Here we have a for loop, and the for loop is terminated with the colon, and after that the new line start from the three dots, and after that your body of the loop start with the four spaces. Okay, so if every loop, or you can say that every body of the loop left four spaces as a white spaces, it's a indentation of your Python code, or you can say the white space is required in Python code to replace the braces looking like the C++ and Javas. So you can check this the space per level of the indentations. The first, you can check that the colon is separated, and after that four spaces, or you can say four white spaces is required after the statements, before the statements. So similarly for your indentation is very good, and very must to use white spaces to start your body for your loops, for loop, while loops and statements, etc. And advantages of the white spaces is require readable code. Single line of the white spaces is very popular to readable code, and required for the readable code, you know very well. No clutter and no braces is required, and no difficulty to interpret the code. Easily interpret the code if indentation is good of your code. So before start white spaces, must to listen and must to use the rules of the white spaces. Prefer four spaces before starting your statements, before starting your body. Must to use four spaces, not to five and not to three, because Python standard rules is prefer four spaces, four white spaces. Never mix space and the tabs. If you use space, four space, then never use tabs, and you can use space as a space bar using the space bar key. Doesn't use the tab key. So these are the white space, and in this video I will use a demo of this code and how to use the library. If you want to use predefined library into your code, then use import keywords. So syntax of the how to use the library: import name of the module, like the math is the library through which you can generate the square root and generate the factorial of a number and many more things. So how to use this? There are the three ways. Math.squat directly use the name of the module and this function name also. We separated with the dot operator, looking like a object. You can access operator, you can say in the C++ and Java. Dot is access operator. So similarly in the math.squat, the name of the module and the name of the attribute we separated with the dot. And also use from math import squat. Here in the second method you can check that is not necessary to use math in multiple statements. Also the square root is modified, or you can say modified with according as a simple name. So let's check an example. PowerShell, Windows PowerShell. And let's to check with the Python code, and start with the here for loop I in range with the 5 separated with the colon, and start your body with the 4 white spaces 1 2 3 4, and assign with the keywords, or you can say assign with the variable I multiply by 5. Similarly, print your output with the 4 white spaces 1 2 3 4, and print your output X. Now if you want to exit your loop, then use similarly, just enter your key. This is the key. So these are the 4 white spaces in your code. If you want to use a library, if you want to use a library like the square root of a function, so similarly, when directly you can say math.sqrt square root of the 100 is not recommended. So before use any library functions, use import keywords and use math. Now again, math dot square root of 100 is 10. If you can if you check, the 10 is the floating point number. So if you want to get the library help of the math functions, also you can use this. There are the 3 different ways of the square root functions. So use from math import square root. Okay, so from math import square root, so use directly with the square root of 100, or you can say 81 is directly with the 9. There is no need to use math again and again. And directly you can also use a canonical name of the square root by using this from math import square root as sq. So in using the sq, you can get the square root like this. 100 is 10. So this is the way to use your libraries in different ways. So how to help the library, how to use the help of your library functions. Help, there is no attribute is there. A type help for the interactive help, for help object for the help. So use help with the math keywords. So there are the functions in the math library across. Similarly, for the factorial, if you want to check your factorial keywords using press the enter key to give the more details. Okay, if you press the Q, then you can return. If you want to use the that is the square root of the functions. If you want to use the factorial of the functions, so simply use factorial. So math dot factorial of 5 is 120. You can check it. So you can use this library and use this white spaces to clear your Python code. For indentation, must use the 4 spaces, and if you want to use library, then use the import keyword, and these are the method to use this. These are the methods. From math import squat, from math import squat as sq. These are the canonical name, and not again and again use the module name. So thank you very much for watching this video tutorial of the Python, and must subscribe my channel if you like this video, and if you want to learn better and better about the Python, then please subscribe my channel. Thank you very much.